Hey, welcome to A Foreigner in the Philippines, and I'll apologize up front because the roosters are very busy today. They're talking to each other. The most insanely boring conversation you'll ever listen to is two roosters talking to each other, unless perhaps it's listening to me wander around in the evening. Well, we we often have people who don't understand how we don't do certain duties like making our house finished and doing things like building a bathroom with a flushing toilet and a shower and a kitchen and other inconsequential things that we that we apparently neglect to do. Well, yesterday, let me show you what a day in paradise is for Beth and I, and this is not a complaint, it is just a fact. For myself, I woke up at 2:30 in the morning, and I awake 2:30 to more likely 3:30, but it was yesterday it was 2:30 a.m. and I, because the signal is very good early in the morning, I was able to do comments. Now, did I do that or didn't I? Just look at the comments, and if they're timed, you'll find out that what I'm saying is right. And I worked at the comments until about 4, and then I took a nap until about 5, and then we did some more comments. Beth gets up and does the editing. She works on the editing. Now, we've got to go up to Mabini yesterday. That was our plan. So we get up, we don't have time for breakfast, get up, and we're leaving the house somewhere between 7 and 8, and we head out for Mabini. Now, when we're right about the place where we had our accident, it's an accident-prone area, we've now found out, at a particular place between Talabon and Trinidad, and there's an S-bend in the road there, and it has safety barriers on one side. So we are driving safely and happily on our way to Mabini, where we're going to take 4 mattresses, which are still in the truck now. We were going to take 4 mattresses, and we were going to do a follow-up on the 3 women that are in chains there, because coincidentally they all went crazy at the same time apparently. Well, we haven't reached the bottom of that mystery, but we were going on a follow-up which we've been trying to do for quite a while. Well, we got the mattresses and we've got them in the back. We're going to go up there, and when we get up there, our plan was to go to the local sari-sari store, give them the business, get some food, and then do the hike up the hills to where the 3 women are with their family. Well, we only got as far as the accident-prone area that I've just been describing, and there was a young man was in the road with a motorcycle on top of him. It turned out later that he'd had a few to drink, and he told Beth that he had actually fallen asleep as he was going around that bend. He went into the safety barrier, received numerous head injuries, which was what worried me. He was bleeding from the head in several places, had a huge lump on the where he'd bashed his head here, was a terrific swelling. Was no doubt, without doubt, was going to have concussion, and actually wasn't that awake. Well, straight away, Beth and I looked at each other and said, forget Mabini, we're going to turn the bus around, which is what we did. Beth attended to the young man. There were other people there obviously as well, but we tried for an ambulance and nothing had happened. I turned the bus around, and we came back, and willing hands got the young man into the back of our bus. And then we had a fast ride into Talabon, straight to the emergency room in the hospital at Talabon, and then while we were trying to see that the boy had got his injuries attended to, as luck would have it, Murphy's Law, the ER was packed. Every bed was taken. So he was put into a wheelchair, which we actually took out when we got there. We pulled up in the bay in front of the hospital, got him into the wheelchair and wheeled him in, and that's where he stayed as far as as far as Beth and I was concerned there. But anyway, Beth went into action then. Let me just say as an aside, anybody who is taken in and fooled by the fact that Beth is very young at heart and can be seen doing boom boom dances and kiki challenges and dancing with the buffaloes, the carabao, don't be taken in. Beth is a very, very dynamic woman.
That's too much, darling.
No, it's not. No, it's not. And you can be quiet, please, dynamic woman. She is my warrior princess, and she went into action and found a way to get in touch with the mother of this boy. And they soon arrived, thanks to Beth, and they soon arrived and were able to take over from us, but not before we had seen the police, and the police acknowledged that we'd done the right thing in putting him into the bus. We got to clean the bus up now a little. But anyway, that was the end of the Mabini trip. Okay, so the accident, the hospital. So by the time that we'd finished there, we went straight and we went to PP Coffee. PP Coffee. I got this person on my shoulder who keeps prompting me. We went there and we had breakfast and lunch and possibly dinner, as far as sometimes we know. And while we were there, we found out that the two waitresses that had been serving us all this time, because it has become our favourite eating place, along with apparently the Ahern family and Brian and Marisol and I think a few other people. I think Michael and Bonnie. Michael and Bonnie are from New Zealand, and they've all taken up with PP Coffee right at the moment. We haven't forgotten Vedasto, but that's a different kind of menu, a much more comprehensive menu. So when I want special food, I'll go to Vedasto. Well, we did that, and then we went over the road to the drugstore that's opened over there, and we found a wheelchair. Well, we found a wheelchair. Who was it that did the wheelchair? Was it Tina, Beth? Tina had sent us 5,000 pesos when she saw Tag, and how immobile he was, and how he just sits in his house the whole day, has virtually no strength in his legs. Actually, we found out that he has virtually no strength in his arms either, so we're going to have to try to help him on that, to develop some upper body strength. So we bought the wheelchair, 5,000 from Tina, and we put to 2,200, which we put to for the 7,200 needed to buy the wheelchair. Loaded the wheelchair up, and then we went on the small sari store that we go to, and we found we had, I don't know, two or three loads that we have to do of groceries. We have deliveries of about 3, maybe 4 deliveries of groceries to people that we've committed to. I'll just take a break for just a second. Okay, our little yelping dog Pogie is out there, and probably got his leash tied up in something or other, so Beth has gone to handle that. So we got the groceries. We got 4 bags of rice, all of which has to be taken and distributed. Our first delivery is the blind men. Thank you, Tita. We did make a video. Sometimes Tita loves to see the videos that we do, especially of the blind man, because she has adopted the blind man as her grandfather, and she sends money every month so that he will not go without food. So we went to see the blind man first and delivered there, and then we took 2 bags straight away. We took 2 bags of rice to the church and did an update on the video there. Of course we did a video of the blind man too, and we do a video of everything. We did a video of the rice being loaded into the bus as well. Now, straight after the church, it's full speed ahead and get up to Tag. Now, we have to try to find help to help us to get up to Tag, who lives on a very difficult road. And what we did was we took the wheelchair out of its box and we wheeled it up there, and we had 2 small boys. Lots of suggestions. Why don't you put the box that I was carrying into the wheelchair? Believe me, it's 2 little kids struggling to get that wheelchair up a difficult path. Putting the box in is not doable. Thank you. But, sometimes you really have to look at the videos and get a real feel of what it's like to be here. So we got to Tag. We managed to get him out thanks to his dad being there, and his dad lifted him out, and we did a little test run, very, very short test run in the wheelchair. Unfortunately, we found that he has very little strength in his hands, and so I'm going to have to get up there again and adjust the brakes on the wheelchair so that they're much easier to apply. But how often he will get into that wheelchair is anybody's guess. But we have had a very kind, actually it's the father of a subscriber, and the father has talked to his daughter and said, I want to fund the complete funding. I want to supply the complete funding of the house for that boy, Tag. And I want it to be my project. That was something that it was close to his heart. We get lots of people make offers. This one came through and actually sent the money. So it's sitting there now waiting for us to get untied.
Yeah, aside from that, Han, we already have a 4,000 gift from Brett, which goes to 5 or 6 houses.
Brett, yes, well, I hadn't forgotten that, honey. Okay. But anyway, Brett gave a gift to me for ostensibly for my birthday, okay, and said you can use this for whatever you want. As Monty Python used to say, wink, wink, nudge, nudge. It will go to funding something like 5 or 6, I don't know, it depends on the house, 5 or 6 houses. So we've now got, we could have, and we also have someone else who has said, I want to fund 3 houses. Completely, 3 houses. Right now at this moment, the number of houses that we could build is rising almost like our numbers on our subscribership, which is rising at not quite like the numbers on the subscribers, which is rising at 1,000 a day. Thank you so much for your support, right? It gives us the energy to do what we have to do. And I'm trying to describe this day not to be regarded as martyrs or heroes, but just so that you understand that sometimes doing ordinary things like tidying houses and surroundings and perhaps getting a truck repaired, they pale into insignificance when we compare with the stuff that we do. After Tag, we went home. We got home about 4 and we found that Nanai, who I will do anything for, wanted fish. So we get back into the truck we get back into the little red this time, because the little red, ailing even though it is, will go anywhere. And it was our intention that we would be able to go to Jessica and James and pick up the pipe that he has, which is for the next stage of the house that they are building. So we wanted to be able to pick up that pipe. As it happens, we've now had to rearrange it, and we're going to pick it up today. But there's a load of pipe work that we didn't want to put into our new bus, because we're trying to keep it nice. Now, all of the stuff that we've loaded in right now, mattresses, rice, bags of rice, groceries, and all of that, it's all clean stuff, so we don't mind that. Well, it's got to work, so that's its work. So it's back down to the fish market, which is opposite Wacker, the place where we often get our gas, and it's right next to the little barangay village, if you like, of baby Faith and her mom and her family. Now, when we went there a little while ago, Beth was asked to buy, a very old lady came up. It turns out that she's 78, Lena, Manning Lena, and she came up, Lola Leela, as Beth told me I should address her, and she came up and she asked Beth to buy some pineapple, and Beth gave her 100 pesos, and then as we drove away, she said, I feel terrible, I should have given that lady so much more, and shared our blessings. So we got some groceries and we drove back. That was yesterday, day before, and we took the groceries and we took a long walk to where that lady Lena lives, and she was out, as luck would have it, and we found out where today. So she was out, so we decided that rather than take the groceries back, somebody said, well, there's another very old lady that lives that way. So we walked that way with the help of another young man, and we walked there and we made a video and we showed an old lady there who was very grateful for the groceries that we gave her. But that left yesterday another load of groceries that we now had to replace in order to give to Lola Lena. And we went there, and as we were there getting fish for Nanai, we sent out word to see if we could find Lena, and after a wait she arrived. Bless her heart, she was overwhelmed at the groceries that we had, and we had we given those from our Patreon account, Beth?
What, that one?
Back
From Tita.
to Lola?
Tita.
Ah, Tita. Right, I remember now. Tita, I'm getting the two old ladies mixed up. Tita had, there's a lot to remember, believe me, and it's not all down to my doddering old age. Oh, it's just me, you know. Tita, who is something of a saint and an angel, I'm not quite sure which, but she supports the blind man. She supports other people. I mean, too many for me to remember, because I can't, you see, because I'm that old. And she had sent money for groceries for Lola Lena, and we made sure that those groceries were delivered. And when Lena stood there looking at that box full of groceries, she said, there's only me that's eating. Won't it all go off and go bad? Well, it was canned food, so that we knew that it wouldn't. A lot of canned food, noodles, which will be good for a long time. So we assured her no. And then we hired another young man to carry it all back to her house. I think that we had quite a full day up to that time, but we got the fish, and then we decided we decided that we would go and see if we could find Marianne. Marianne is another touching story where she was a little girl who is 9 years old. She has 2 sisters and I think a brother, and she wrote a letter which was a heartbreaker. She said, my family have no food, and we've been just eating bananas. And that we got that letter, and we read that letter out, I think, at church on Sunday, and sure enough, we got the money, and we got the money gifted to us. We were able to take groceries for that family, and we found Marianne this time and her sisters, and they came up, and with help they lifted that box, and the last thing that I saw was a boy with the rice that we had given him up on his head, quite a bit of rice as well, and the girls carrying the box between them. Yes, heartwarming, heartbreaking, take your choice. So after that, it's back home. We got home about 6 o'clock, and what do we do then? Well, we go straight in and start on the comments. Believe it or not, the comments, even though it only takes you a moment to comment, there's about between 2 sometimes to 4 hours a day doing comments, messages, emails. So I'll take this opportunity now to offer my apologies if you have a message which hasn't been responded to. While I'm doing this, Beth is editing. Right now, at this time, it's 9:20. We've been up a long time, and Beth is editing right now, and has been editing ever since she got up. So try to understand that as we went to bed last night, I went to bed at 10:30 because I reached my limit of dropping the phone because I'd fallen asleep 3 times, and that's my warning, 3 drops and I go to bed. Beth, even though sometimes I do videos and answer messages, especially from friends with who I have built up a close relationship, and just a little note won't do. We have mentor time, which we spend with Little Bit Rich, who has been our, what can I call him, a guardian angel or a saint or a mentor, a friend, just incredible, along with many other people, and other people that sometimes I don't get enough time to spend with, but I think the good friends understand and don't bash my chops. So me last night 10:30, Beth apparently stayed up until about 1:30. How many videos did you upload, honey?
11.
11 videos.
Yeah.
It doesn't take any it doesn't take a mathematician to work out that we didn't just upload those videos, we made those videos. And they take, even though our videos actually are very low on the editing requirements because we keep it simple. We don't put in music. All that you hear, obviously, if you've been following our videos, you'll know that they start with, "Hi, welcome to a foreigner in the Philippines." And we believe that that's the way to go. We're going to keep it that way because as soon as you start doing these flash little things that happen and speeding up, they're incredible, they're entertaining, and that's how others do it, and we applaud that, but we're taking it in a different way, and so we keep our videos simple because of that reason. Because we upload a huge number.
We're gonna give out rice.
You see what I mean? Can you stop busting my chops? I'm trying to make a video here. I'm not really attacking her, okay? So dare I make a mention before I close at the video, the video that seems as if it's destined to go viral, not virus by the way, viral, and that is the brutal wife abusing her husband and trying to make him, whatever the title is, trying to make me, apparently trying to force me to eat those winkle things. I'm not being forced to eat anything, and I eat very well, thank you. Okay. Meantime, it is threatening to go viral because it's at Beth.
504.
How many?
504.
It's at 504,000 views. So you see what I mean about our channel, and I may have mentioned it on this video or maybe on another, but our channel didn't start to go on this roller coaster ride with all up and no down on our help, on the things that we do which are heartwarming, which are our mission, which are heartbreakers, which are bittersweet, which are helping people in need. It went up on things like the brutal wife. It went up on the woman who wrote to us and said that she was afraid that a foreigner was too big. It went up on the woman who farted every time she made it love. It went up on Till Death Do Us Part, which was fun. It went up on the fun videos, which people, maybe it was because of the balance between the two, but certainly it was not because of our building houses, even though that is the thing that changes people's lives here. If you can imagine living in a bunch of, almost like a bunch of cardboard, not even walls, just the framework there and a tarpaulin pinned. That's what some people are living in here, and reporting on that and showing that we're helping those people. I would have thought that that would have been what got people to watch again and again. And it seems that actually people need to have a laugh. They need to feel good. Well, that's why we call ourselves a feel-good channel. And we're going to stay that way. So, at 2:30 in the morning, 4:30, 3:30 in the morning, usually my first little chore is to delete the crap off our channel. And that's what I do, straight away. Don't read it, just delete it. That's what we do. Okay, so for the rest of us, the human beings, I say thank you. Hope you will like, comment, subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe, and you don't bear a subscription. And it wasn't until one of our subscribers mentioned this to us that I realized that that could be a misunderstanding. So please subscribe. It doesn't cost anything, and you can help just by doing that. And of course you might have to watch a few adverts in commercials. Okay. Thank you for everything that you do. You are the heroes. Bye for now.